Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop, and today my guest on the phone is an attorney and the founder of the Skinless Project. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marria Mozaffar. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Now, I've heard a lot about you, and I'm excited to interview you today. You have a lot of things that's going on. You have found success, and we're going to talk about all of that. But on this show, we always start from the beginning. Now, could you please tell us how the Skinless Project was formed or found?
Sure. So the Skinless Project, it's a company catered to lifting women up. My background is in policy and mediation, and I'm an attorney, like you stated. And my core belief is that if you want to uplift communities, you have to uplift women, because women are the foundations of every neighborhood, every community, every nation. And that's just the truth. So the Skinless Project, and I use the name Skinless as a tagline for We Are More Than Skin Deep, to talk about issues of race, diversity, the pressure of superficial beauty, and really getting to the core of a woman's personal, professional, spiritual power. And so basically I had this idea and this concept of how do we lift women when there's so many companies out there that are talking about negative stereotypes, negative advertising, talking about how women are not good enough, not pretty enough, or should look or act in a certain way. There's not a representation of the powerful women in the media. How do we do this? And I realize that there's so many companies out there being successful at being negative. Why don't we throw something positive into the market? So I wanted to create something that would attract the women's intellect versus just shoes and bags and fashion, and really take them deeper into a longer, more introspective journey. So I launched it with a conference, and I kind of literally just took out a pen and paper and wrote down 19 names of women that I worked with through many different areas who I thought were powerful, told them, you got to do this, come and speak, and we launched the conference. And that morning, I didn't know how many people were going to show up, who was going to show up, and from 8 to 5, we had phenomenal speakers, phenomenal panels, and 150 women showed up through the door. So you felt like a child at your birthday party where you feel like no one's going to come, and at the end you realize I've hit a beating pulse, and that's where the concept was launched into a company which I founded 2 years ago.
Wow. And, that is amazing, because the only thing is where you're right about one thing. As far as it goes for the women, it's like the heartbeat of a community. Because, without no woman, there would not be a man. And you have actually hit on something big, because I think people need to know women have a lot of power. And it's not just in their body. I mean, the brains that everyone, you all have, what you all can do and cannot do, it actually makes up to one powerful person. And I commend you on what you're doing, because this right here will hit worldwide. And I believe a lot of people is going to catch on to this. So this is a great thing that you're doing.
Oh, so thank you. And that is the plan. That is the plan.
Yes. Now, how much success have came through the Skinless Project?
So it's very fascinating, just like you stated, that we already know that the woman is powerful. If you look at any TV show, or if you look at any culture, if you look at any extended family setup, throughout the world, what you see are very strong matriarchs, right? So you see the woman really holding down the fort at home, resolving conflicts, teaching children how to become adults, setting their values. And so really the key is showing people around the world, women included, reminding them of who they already are. And that really was my goal as far as what success would mean. women waking up to that reality. Now, in tangible terms, what has happened is we've had 2 conferences that are very powerful now. We've gone from not just a conference, but a social media presence where we have a thriving online community with many bloggers and video bloggers. We have a great Facebook community and relationships with different companies that have actually come on to the Skinless Project company and partnered up with us in various ways. We did a seminar with Whole Foods. We did a partnership with Experience Life magazine, which is a great new age, fantastic, intelligent health magazine for women and men. And we've also continued to launch a global seminar. We had one via Mexico. We're having one via India this month, where people anywhere around the world can join for free and learn from powerful women. And we've launched a marketplace where there is female entrepreneurs or companies that are promoting women or using their charity arm to support women have a space and recognition from our community as an affiliate. So we're really trying to get into all those different industries where women are the top consumer, reminding those women that they are the top consumer, and then reminding the companies that they need to respect their top consumer. So it's been phenomenal, fantastic, and I've loved every minute of it because every day I get to meet very interesting women online and in person.
Wow. So you're actually getting spread around all over. I mean, you're meeting new people. People are following the Skinless Project, and like I said, the more people that follows, the bigger this is going to get. And the thing is, with this project right here, you're actually doing something to help the women, not harm the women. So that's a great thing also. Now, I'm going to catch you off guard with this one. 5 years from now, where do you see the Skinless Project?
I see the Skinless Project as being a global brand where women who are empowered consumers who read interesting material that uplifts them, who are interested in personal development, who are interested in fashion and health and fitness in industries that promote them and support them, who are interested in those things, going to companies that are strong and pro-women. I expect all of those things that are interesting to a woman for that woman to consider the Skinless Project company her home.
Wow. Okay. I do see that. Now, if I want to learn more about the Skinless Project, or if anybody else is listening live right now wants to learn about the Skinless Project, how can they get more information on the Skinless Project?
Absolutely. I would love for them to visit the website, www.skinlessproject.com. I would love for them to join our Facebook community that's over 20,000 strong, ranging from India to Africa to UAE to Doha to Singapore to Malaysia, and join the conversation. And every email that they send me comes directly to me. There's nobody else reading the emails. There's nobody else responding in place of me. I'm the founder of the company. I take the conversations very seriously, and I actually do want to meet people that visit the website and join the community on Facebook.
Wow. And, you know, that's a good thing right there, because a lot of companies, when they send out emails, it gets filtered. One person reads it, and then another person reads it, then they relay the message to the founder if they feel like it's important enough. That's one thing I do commend you on also, because you're taking the emails and all the communications and it's going directly to you. So a lot of companies are not doing that, and I like that. It's hard to find companies that actually do that at the same time. So I want to say thank you ahead of time for that, because you don't have to go through a filter system, and you don't have to sit there and wonder, hey, is the owner actually seeing this or hearing this? So that's a great thing. Please keep that up.
Oh, thank you. And, you know, I just think that it's really the voice of the company should reflect the ideas and the moral compass of the founders. And so the voice of the company should sound the same. So if you're seeing a post from me, if you're seeing a status update from me, if you're seeing an email from me, then that is my voice. So it is me that you're sending the email to, correct? So you should always get to hear from me.
Cool. I like that. All right. Now, even though you've put this all in a sum already, but I want to ask this one question, even though you explained it already. What is the ultimate goal, or what is your ultimate goal for the Skinless Project?
Let me say this in one sentence. This is a challenge, Coop, for me. This is a challenge to make my answer different, but here it is. For every woman who is intelligent, empowered, and wanting to be so, to recognize Skinless Project as her global brand, period.
Wow, great answer. And see, here's one thing about you also. You're more than just the founder of the Skinless Project, because in the beginning of the show, I've also mentioned that you was an attorney. So you have a lot of success and you have a lot of things going for you right now. But what made you pursue to become an attorney?
Well, I think a lot of us really know when they're growing up what their core goals are, and what I mean by that is really what excites them or what makes them feel correct or their purpose is correct. We don't know necessarily how to pinpoint it, but we have that feeling inside. And so I always had the feeling very early on that I liked to speak for others who could not speak for themselves. If there were kids on the playground and one was getting bullied, I always wanted to step in and did step in. And I think that's part of my nature, to speak for people, to uplift people, to give a helping hand. That's really how I was raised, as something valuable. Everything else is secondary. You know, if you're useful to somebody else, then you're useful to society, and that's really the purpose of your existence. So with that mentality, I thought an attorney is the best place for me, because I get to speak for others that can't speak for themselves. And let me be very clear, there's many different types of attorneys. There's corporate attorneys, there's government attorneys. I'm an attorney that really focuses on civil rights and mediation, so I do a lot of discrimination cases, and I also do some family law disputes. So I'm always speaking for the underdog or somebody who has trouble communicating their issues. And that's the safest and healthiest place for me, because that's where I feel the most useful to somebody else. And that really is why I chose to become an attorney.
Wow, okay, I like that. Now, if someone wants to get in contact with you as far as it goes for you becoming their attorney, how can they reach you, or where are you located at?
Well, I have an office in Illinois. That's where I reside. But the best thing to do is actually I streamline everything. So the best thing to do is just email me at the Skinless Project and tell me that you're interested in talking about legal issues, and I can help you in that regard.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you heard this. We have a great attorney. You actually have the founder of the Skinless Project. Make sure you do go online and make sure you look up the Skinless Project, because all ladies, you all need to have this information, because this right here will actually help you get further in life. I really do believe that myself. And men out there, pay attention to this, because this is something that we can actually learn from also. Get the information. Go look online. Spread the word about the Skinless Project. That's one thing that needs to be done. We get this worldwide, I believe it'll make it a better place, because this is nothing but good intentions and positivity that's coming through this. So I definitely love this. Now, how hard is it for you to balance family time with doing the Skinless Project and being an attorney?
Well, here's the thing. You know, I talk a lot about work-life balance, and I talk about having it all and the difference between doing it all and having joy in your life. For me, everything that you do, personal and professional, should be an extension of your personality and who you are. So if you're doing something professionally, ideally you have created a niche for yourself or identified an occupation that is an extension that is natural to you. So for me, the Skinless Project does not work. It's just an extension of what I do. I don't separate it from my personal life. And I recognize very clearly what is a priority for me. Since all of those things are in my personal life, all of them are priority, some things are more necessary than others. For example, I have 3 very young children. They are the love of my life. I'm passionate about them and my husband as I am with my company. So everything revolves around this circular flow. You know, when it's time for breakfast and lunch, I'm feeding them cereal, I'm feeding them Cheerios on the floor, I'm rolling around with them, teaching their ABCs. Oh, it's nap time to go to Facebook and do some status updates, you know. Oh, they've gone to bed now, let's do a video blog. So everything that I do should be something positive that uplifts my personal life. If it gives me anxiety, it's got to go. And that's the best advice that I could give to women about balancing. If something is giving you anxiety and not lifting you up, cut it out. If it's positive, you'll find a way to make it fit, and you'll find a way to have it all in the flow for yourself.
Wow. Now, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much would you say that you're enjoying doing the Skinless Project? As from the beginning of the thought process of making the Skinless Project up to the current point of right now?
I would give it a 10, and I'll tell you why. Because when this question was asked to me somewhere else about how you define success, and I feel success is such an intangible way to speak about your journey. The whole process of success is the journey that you go through to get to a certain level, right? So I have gone through different creative spaces. I have been open to different ways of looking at where I want to take the company and learn new things. I operate under the philosophy of there is no bad news, there's only news, and also the philosophy of there are no experts. There's always something you can learn and become very well versed at. So with those 2 philosophies, I have managed to enjoy this journey so much. If there's something I don't know, oh great, I'm not dumbfounded and feel I'm, less than the other person trying to make their dreams come true. I've just found another reason to find out more and get more creative and look at different stories of other people solving their own problems and reaching their own dreams and how I can find my little way to do that. So the journey has been fantastic, and that's really success for me. That's why I rated a 10, because every day I grow and every day I find out something new and I find out something that I did not know, which is awesome.
Wow. That is great. That is definitely great. Now, if someone came up to you and asked you, would you please give me an idea, or could you please comment on the success or the job I'm trying to start, are you willing to give your advice to other people?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, absolutely. I was just saying I think that's why we go through these journeys, to be able to answer questions for other people. I mean, there is more than enough joy and more than enough prosperity in this world to go around. Everybody has their place, and everybody has their role to fill and to contribute to society. So if I can help somebody do that, to help our society and give them what they need, that's what I'm here for.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go back to the attorney side of you. Was there a lot of hurdles and obstacles that you went through to become a successful attorney?
Oh, this is such a fantastic story. So, you've heard of the bar exam, right, Coop?
Yes. Yes, I
right?
have.
Should I say Michael or should I say Coop?
Either way. It doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Either way.
Mm-hmm. So the bar exam is one thing that everybody hates. Every attorney hates to take the bar exam, but you've got to do it. And it is a 2-day exam, many hours long, many months of studying, and literally people take the exam, walk away from it, they don't know how they did, and sometimes they fail. And sometimes they take it a second time, right? And after the second or the third time, if they're not successful, they realize this is not the field for them. Now, going back to how I answered your question earlier about this feeling I had when I was very young about speaking for other people, I knew I wanted to be an attorney. I was not successful at the bar exam the first time I took it because it was a multiple choice test. And I felt an attorney does not take multiple choice tests when they solve problems, right? So I had a lot of trouble with it, not just the test, but I kept thinking, why are they boxing me into these 3 options? I know there's a 4th option that's the best one to go with, right? So here was my mind trying to grapple with this in-the-box exam, trying to test if I was going to be a good attorney. So I took it the first time, I failed by a few points. I took it the second time, failed. I took it a third time, failed. Fourth time, fifth time. I took it 6 times, Michael. I took it 6 times.
Wow.
And I will tell you, that was the best lesson and journey for me, because I never let anyone tell me that I could not do what I wanted to do, that I did not have what it takes, and that I was not supposed to be an attorney. And I think that's the best lesson, in general for life. It was an obstacle for me, but it ended up being a victory, because it showed me that nothing comes easy. Number one, and number two, if you really want something really bad, then you should do it. And don't let other people's expectations of you or their understandings of what you're capable of define your success.
Wow. Now, have you ran into a lot of attorneys after the second or third time they actually took the bar exam, they just quit and they just said, forget this?
Absolutely,
wow.
Absolutely. And they cannot believe it because, I was a very active student in law school. I loved law. I was very, very good friends with my professors. I academically found it invigorating. I was student body president. I was not some wallflower, who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was passionate about the law. And so a lot of people were surprised, like, what? You failed? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times? Absolutely, and I just think it's just a big pill of humility, and you have to take your failures as lessons in life and move forward. And I strongly believe that if you are going to succeed in anything, you are going to have to fail, because you have to learn creative ways to get to your goal.
Very true. That's very true. Now, on that 6th time when you took that bar exam, and you found out that you passed, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
Are you serious? That's really what it was. Are you serious? because you do so much work, and you know what they say. They when you fail, they send you this heavy envelope. So as soon as you get the letter in the mail, you know you failed, because it's not light. It's like a heavy envelope with papers that says this is where you can review your answers and et cetera, information about retaking the exam. And finally, I got this envelope from the Bar of Admissions that was light. It weighed so light. It hardly weighed anything. So I just opened it up, and I didn't even think about it. I was like, maybe I have to fill out something else. And I opened it up and had one line. It said, "We like to advise you that you have passed the bar." And I said, "That's it? Are you serious? One sentence, But it was literally, it was fantastic. I can't tell you. But what's so interesting is, I don't know if you're a spiritual person, but I definitely am. And what happened is that I was so excited. I got in the car. I felt like $1 million, and I drove, and in 10 minutes I got a speeding ticket for going 60 in 45. So that brings you right back, right? That brings you right back. And so I was like, hold on there. Don't forget who got you here, So I'm so grateful for that.
Hey, to God be the glory for that one. And, here's one thing I can say, and I never knew this until you just said it. So when you don't pass the bar exam, they send you this thick envelope. But when you pass the bar exam, you get one sentence saying, "Congratulations, you passed." Now,
that's right.
That's kind of funny to me, because that's all you can say is, "Congratulations, you passed." But if you fail, you can get 20, 30 pages worth of information of why you failed. So that's right. Kind of interesting.
Very interesting. Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, I think we love to nitpick and talk about that stuff and talk about what we did wrong. And that's really the basis of everything, right? Isn't it, in life? It's like when you do something positive, if you've done something well, let's uplift and talk about it and remind ourselves and keep a positive space all the time, When something good happens, we're like, oh, yeah, it's a given, it's granted. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's hard work. It's hard work.
That's very true. Now, I want to take that same question, but I'm going to take it to the Skinless Project. Mm-hmm. Now, when you saw the amount of success that you've received already, and if you think back from the beginning and you're thinking right now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind right now as far as it goes for the success you've had with the Skinless Project?
I'm so glad that I did it. That's my thought. I'm so glad I did it because, when I started it, it was just a concept. And I actually got so many emails from people about the Skinless Project. I mean, that's such a ridiculous name. It sounds like boiled chicken. It doesn't make any sense. There's so many other companies out there and so many blogs out there for women lifestyles and this and that. How are you going to stand out from the crowd and be different? I mean, you're one of the million voices, one of the million women, or one of the million type of people that are trying to make their place in the world, And I didn't listen to any of that. I knew how I felt in that moment inside my heart when I kept seeing people in that morning filing in. I remember every email that I ever got from a woman that said, this really uplifted me, this really has impacted me, women I never knew. And then I remember the conversations of different companies that, were looking at me and saying, well, what are your ideas? Or we'd love to partner with you. And I was thinking, wow, there is a voice to share here, and there are people who want to hear what I've got to say, believe in the message of what I'm saying, and that is it. Every time I get a comment on a blog post, every time I get a woman who presses like on something that Skinless does, someone from India likes our page, someone from Kenya likes our page, all that stuff wouldn't have happened if I had listened to the naysayers. So I'm so glad I did it.
And I think a lot of people go through that. They have a brilliant idea, and then they say there are millions and billions and trillions of people on this earth. Why would they just listen? Why would they listen to me? And you went through that, and that's one thing I want to congratulate you on also. You didn't stop. You said, I'm going to be that one person that's going to stand out, and you done that. And just look back at what you've done already and look at where you are now. I'm giving you a big congratulations on that, because without you doing this, I believe a lot of women will be at the point where they say, well, I'm just a woman. But now you're giving new life to people. You're actually showing them the way. You're showing them, hey, you're more than just a woman. You can do this and you can do that. So I want to say once again, congratulations on all of this. And
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to say, Michael, that the best part about it is that I get to meet people that are doing their thing, that are following their dreams, and I can hear it in their voice, their passion and their commitment to it, and the positive energy they're bringing. And it's just like a conversation I'm having with you. So I'm so lucky to be able to meet hosts like you that are out there doing things, lifting other people up. I love it.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, what advice would you give any male or female that's actually trying to become an attorney or entrepreneur where they can actually make their own footprint in life?
Figure out your passion and do not listen to the naysayers, and be ready for failures and see that failures are a necessary tool for success. I think those are the three major things, because those are going to be applicable to anyone who's starting something new. See, the people that really succeed and go the furthest, if you look at any example around the globe, are people that have believed in themselves, because it's very easy to be a naysayer, but the only one looking out for you is yourself, right? So you have to believe in what your idea is, you have to believe in what your passion is, what your vision is, and just go for it. And what you'll realize, I saw this even in my policy work and even in my legal work, is that you'll come to a stage where you'll see an idea or you'll see an issue, and you want to address it, or you want to be able to solve the problem by your product, by your company, by your way of thinking, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, why hasn't anyone else done this? And the truth is they haven't. They haven't. The majority of people that are successful are people that just keep going, and they figure out that, you know what, things are done by just doing them. That's it. And a lot of times people have missed so many opportunities to do amazing things. We just got to get in there as dreamers. I would say you too, Michael, because you're a dreamer. I can tell.
Yeah.
Is that we have to get in there, and we just have to fill that space and go for it. Take our seat. Take the front seat.
You're very right. You are so right. And I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. You have shown a lot of people everything, like new light, which way to go and everything. And I hope you do come back to the Big Scoop with Coop again so we can actually talk to you again.
I'd love to. It'd be an honor.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And can you tell everybody today where they just officially got their scoop?
Right here on the Big Scoop with Coop.
Thank you very much. Until next time, people. And thank you again for coming on the show.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.